What about now? Can y'all hear me now? Yep, there it is. Oh my god, dude, this is ridiculous. Hey, here we are. Welcome back to the live stream, everybody. I guess I won't go through that whole thing again, but I am here to share probably the biggest update ever for Rotor Rush. There have been request after request, and it's finally come through. We finally put in some work, and here to share this announcement with me, I brought in the king of Tiny Whoop Acro himself, Josh Evans. Thanks for joining me, brother. As you can see, we are on a Tiny Whoop map, and I don't know if I want to prolong this any further. So yeah, this has been a long time coming, I think, for many pilots. And before we started streaming here, Josh mentioned something that was pretty funny to me, because I've always not argued, but oh, it does have that wobble. What? Oh, check that out. That's so cool. Anyway, whenever I would, put out there Rotor Rush and tell people what we're doing, and we're having races and stuff, the first thing a lot of people would notice was that there was no acro. And when I first started, a year ago, the first thing I flew was a Tiny Whoop, and I wanted to be like the big guys, and I wanted to fly an acro. And so that wobble was so weird. Now it's like carrying itself. That was really weird. And so I went straight to, I learned the controls a little bit in angle, but I then went straight to acro, and that's all I would fly. And I would even hear Jesse P say that you need to race an angle. And I never understood that. It always seemed like, because my pride was getting the best of me, it always seemed like I shouldn't be flying an angle, because that's basically it's like training wheel status, you know what I mean? So a lot of people have that same idea, and I would argue that they don't fly angle because they think it's like a training wheel kind of thing. And I always want to tell people, that's just the way of the whoop, and that's the spirit of the Tiny Whoop. Well, anyway, I say all that because Josh made a comment before we started saying that's exactly why he never played Rotor Rush. When did you get Rotor Rush, Josh?
So I initially downloaded it right back when I got my whoop, which was like November 2016. I downloaded Rotor Rush, and when I saw that it didn't have acro, I pretty much just didn't even play it, because I was kind of like you. I didn't know that angle mode was part of the Tiny Whoop culture.
Mm-hmm.
So my first whoop, I just built B-Brain, and I was kind of like, wow, this is really hard. I don't understand how these guys are racing through courses like this, but I just thought that was just the way it was. So when I saw that there was no acro mode, I didn't play it again until, honestly, just recently. And I'd say that my involvement and my playing Rotor Rush really got going in the last 2 weeks, honestly.
Really? So I think Drew had the same experience with the Tiny Whoop. I forget what event they were at, but he was flying his in acro as well, and I think he approached Jesse and was like, dude, how are these guys running this course like this? And Jesse told him, look, we're flying in angle mode. And as soon as he switched over to angle, he started crushing laps with everybody else. And if you haven't seen the latest interview that Jesse had with Joshua Bardwell, I suggest checking it out. He explains it really well. How that's just it's a different aircraft. It's and it's like a minivan compared to a Camaro kind of thing. There's no reason for a minivan to be a manual transmission, you know. It's just a different kind of vehicle, and it's the same thing with this tiny whoop. It's just it's a different quad, and it's just. And my biggest thing is, you know, that's like you said, that's the culture, that's the spirit of the whoop, as I call it. I've had some people get pretty angry for me saying that because they're diehard Acro guys, and it's fine. I get it. But so, how did your involvement start with all of this, with helping them tune the Acro whoop?
Well, it was just a little out of the blue. Jesse P and Ray Smith contacted me, and Jesse asked me if I wanted to help tune the Acro mode for Rotor Rush, and I was obviously immediately stoked on that idea because that was the first thing I wanted out of Rotor Rush.
Yeah.
So for the last few weeks, I've been going back and forth and just playing the developmental builds straight from Ray. And then I would just kind of note my feelings about what it was lacking or what felt right. And then, you know, just over the course of probably 20 or 30 exchanges, I just laid out all the things that I feel about a whoop that need to be in there for it to feel like an Acro whoop.
So I'm really excited. As I told you before we started, I haven't flown this new release until just now. But when I flew it, it didn't have that flutter. That was always one of my biggest concerns. Was how are you going to emulate or imitate, you know, exactly how this thing feels? Because there's so many weird nuances when you're doing Acro with a tiny whoop that are I didn't know they'd be able to emulate. But if you guys are watching my screen, look at that. That wobble was so cool. That wasn't in there a couple weeks ago. If you descend right into your prop wash, it gives you that wobble. That is so cool.
So I can tell you a few of the additions that were made.
Yeah.
When it started, the first build that I played had a lot of wobble, and I felt like the activation window was really high. Like he already had that system in place.
Yeah.
And one of my first, it was the instability wobble and the way that a whoop carries momentum. Those are the two things that I was really interested in addressing. And in regards to the wobble, that one was really like that was the key to the whole thing, because if you've flown a whoop in Acro, you know that if you are always thinking about flying around that wobble, then you have nice clean lines.
Yeah.
And if you are just kind of not paying attention to it, then you know you end up either losing power in a dive or wobble off into the wall, or it's just, you know, it's really hard to control it. And that's, to me, that's what makes flying a whoop so cool, is you have to plan so far ahead to fly it effectively. And
you really do.
Yeah, you have to plan.
So
like
true.
With a 5-inch, you can get away with just torquing your way out of a problem. But
Yeah.
with a tiny whoop, if you are not thinking, you know, like not just past the move you're doing, but into like where that line's going to carry you, then you just end up spinning off into the wall or descending in your prop wash. So we tuned that a lot. And that's I feel like the activation window on the wobble now is almost spot on. If you always try to fly around it, then you're flying clean.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'm really enjoying this right now.
It's really nice.
So now with the Acro, I haven't flown Acro in a while, but as I told you, I just built that B-Brain V2, which flies like a dream. So I hope to get some more Acro flying in soon. But I'm running the Ludicrous motors, and ever since we got those, I have really these little nuances where you were just explaining about how you're trying to fly around. Those are really minimized with those Ludicrous motors. Those things are so powerful, so strong. I don't know what motors do you fly with on your Acro setup?
I'm flying Awesome Sauce right now.
Nice.
I was flying Insanes for the longest time, and I had one set of Ludicrous, which, I mean, the power is undeniable. But the wait times and the cooldown, I feel like it takes me 5 or 6 batteries just to get warmed up. So
Yeah.
the awesome sauce is like the sweet spot for me. It's got, I mean, it's almost as powerful as the ludicrous, and you can just fly them back to back to back.
Yeah. I do have an extra set of awesome sauce. I need to try them out. I'm just so addicted to the ludicrous, and I'm not as hardcore acro as you, but so I can handle those, 5-minute cooldowns or whatever. I'll just take a couple flights with my regular, get some scenic tree shots or whatever wherever I'm at, just kind of fly around and get some good footage, and then I'll go back to flying the acro. But yeah.
How are those if you just run them kind of if you just kind of run them calmly, if you're not like doing a lot of big dives? Can you fly them a few packs in a row?
I haven't even tried. I don't want to risk it. I definitely baby them just to be on the safe side. I think I have a spare set right now, so I could probably try it out and run them as hard as I can and see what happens. But I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I need to do more acro flying.
So try this. This is another thing that that he tuned. This was like a big sticking point in the beginning, but I think it feels almost spot on right now. Is if you just travel forward and you just drop the throttle and do a backflip, just see how like the whoop pretty much starts to fall out of the air right away. Like it doesn't carry a lot of momentum.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
That was the thing that in the beginning it was carrying way too much momentum. Basically, it just felt like it was heavy with very little drag, so it would just rocket through the air without throttle.
Yeah,
and that was one thing that we went through a few iterations on tuning, and now it feels just almost exactly like the momentum of an actual whoop.
Yeah, that does feel really good. I'm honestly very, very surprised and very very pleased at the same time how well this feels. Even if you're not
awesome.
Even if you're not flying the ludicrous like I do, and it's those weird little bobbles and stuff are really minimized. You definitely you want to know what lines you can and can't do with kind of a standard acro whoop, and it'll clean up your lines for sure. I mean, ludicrous, I can definitely push it to the edge to where if it will wash out and bobble and whatnot. It's just way less. It happens way less often than on like insane motors or something like that. But it's definitely good to know, and especially having this sim being able to help you with where it's going to wobble and things like that. You can really learn if you want to learn how to dive. You can really learn when you start to pull up out of that dive. This is feeling really good.
Definitely. The way that I've been training with this is, since a sim is, I think, inherently easier to fly, just because you don't have all of the real world variables. You never really know how your whoop is going to act. I try to, when I've been training this, I've been trying to just hold myself to a standard of, if I hit the wobbles, I just pretty much say, okay, I would have probably crashed right there. Or if I clip a wall or something, I pretty much just say, think I would have crashed right there on my actual whoop. So that's the kind of what I'm thinking, is just trying to avoid that wobble and trying not to clip obstacles.
I haven't noticed much washout. There's a lot of times when if I dive with a whoop, if I'm kind of trying to pull up out of it and kind of bank in another direction, you really see it wash out really hard and kind of yaws in a direction you don't want. I haven't seen any of that yet, but
you get it too if you do like a hard slashing dive or something, and that feels realistic too, because you have to be really measured on the sticks when you're flying acro with a whoop, and any big dramatic move will usually cause some sort of wipeout. That's another part of like the planning really far ahead. But you can't just throw the sticks around and wing it. You got to really think about how much you want to dive or how much you want to spend.
Yeah, most of my dives turn into like more of a slide. Like I really want to ride the entire wall down, but you have to pull up so soon. It's more of like you really kind of angle off the wall like you're on a slide more than dive it.
As soon as you get going in a dive with a tiny whoop, it starts to coast forward a little bit. So I found like the most effective dives are like split S's, where you kind of throw it up over the top and drop the throttle just a little bit, and then gun it on the way down to avoid those bobbles.
Ah, that's cool.
And just like a real whoop, if you like try to go over the top of an obstacle and drop the throttle all the way, you'll almost always hit the bobbles on the way down, because I guess it's like just the motor spooling up in the prop wash really causes that washout.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's normally how I go into a dive with really any of with a 5-inch or even my tiny whoops. I do what you say. I kind of approach it, approach the obstacle I want to dive, and then kind of split us into it.
Yeah.
This thing is dropping really fast though. It's hard to catch it.
I feel like it's falling faster than your actual whoop.
Yeah. Falling really fast. But I haven't flown my, I guess if I was at a real playground, this thing's probably what, like 20 feet tall right here or something like that. That's not enough room to get a good looking dive and be able to pull up out of it.
I feel like tiny whoops dive so fast because
they do.
Part of it, I guess, is probably the camera angle, but it's like somebody's diving. They're diving like a 2 or 3 story building. It seems like it would take a tiny whoop quite a bit of time to fall that far. But as soon as you roll over the top in the FPV feed, it seems like you're immediately starting to pull out of the dive.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast these things fall. And much just because we're so small and we're not diving, big towers or big buildings or anything. So really, it's only going to dive for, a split second before you need to pull out of it.
Yeah, because it looks like, a 20-story building in the FPV cam, but it's only like 20 or 30 feet.
Yeah.
Because the camera is, half an inch tall. But I think that's why it's so awesome to fly Acro indoors, like trying to do like a really short split S. I think that's one of the coolest looking tiny whip tricks, just because it's so hard to do it without losing lift or without it getting all sloppy and messy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of, the planning ahead. As soon as you start the rollover on the split S, you're almost immediately just powering back up and pulling it out of the dive. And
yeah.
It just looks like it takes a lot of distance because the camera's so small.
So I just noticed this. That is so weird. Why is that doing that? So the green screen I have set behind me is green. Well, all the toys, all the tops and everything, and even the grass in your feed is all green screened out. That is so weird. Let me see if I can.
Hey, you want to go fly in the? Do you have the office map?
I do.
Let's go fly there. It's got some awesome stairs.
Which nope, it doesn't change it. Okay, yeah, let's go over there. Let me shrink you down here really quick. I think someone mentioned that earlier, and I didn't pick up on what they were saying. All right, I'm gonna back out and go to the office. See if I can handle that. I haven't set my rates or anything for all this, so this is gonna be tough.
You can set them in the once we start the game.
Yeah, I can adjust them. I don't know what it is. Let's see.
Yeah, you can set the rates right now in the editing menu.
Let's see what this does. I've never liked the how the curve looks when you set Expo in the controller settings. I thought it just looked too aggressive. What's this look like?
How's it fly? Yeah, mine definitely looks too aggressive, but it flies really well.
It took me a while, even with my mini quads, to get that figured out. try that. I'm gonna set some expo in my transmitter. I think that's how I've gotten it to feel best.
When you're ready, we should try some formation flying.
Yeah.
See if we can do like some formation split S's down the stairs.
Yikes. Roll. I'll give 40 a shot and see how that feels.
That's what I'm running right now, is 40.
Oh, I should lower my dual rate too. I think that's giving me a lot of extra oomph that I'm not ready for. All right, what are the kids saying? There's been a lot of chat going back and forth here. People talking about the ludicrous motors, I think.
Wars green screen is what they're saying also.
Oh my god. My streams suck, man. They're horrible.
Who puts in green carpet?
Right? No one has that. This isn't the PGA Tour. Someone asked what hair gel I use. Guillermo Nespalo. I don't use any hair gel, bro. I can't handle that. It's gets too dirty.
That's all natural scalp grease right there.
Natural. Actually, I like hair tonic.
Hair tonic, yeah. That's what I meant.
I'm old school. What's up? Oh, I need to up that rate a little bit. So my expo feels good. I just gotta make this a little faster. Oh, Ray did tell me this. He said that the rates that come stock on this TWF are actually the rates you input into there. Is that correct? Those are your rates?
What are the rates? You see?
I'm not even sure what they were. I think there was Expo, I think, was 40 or 30 or something.
Should be 11, 16, and 900 or so on the yaw. 11, 16 on pitch and roll. Is that what it was?
Nope, I don't think so. I don't think it was that fast. Anyway, okay.
I may have adjusted them since they were put in there, though.
Ooh, yeah, that was. I'm gonna do a little fiddling around here.
Where'd you go?
I crashed, so I'm back on the grid. Kitty has green. Yeah, Kitty has green carpets. He said, and then Hoopy. Oh, that's ridiculous. This is feeling a little better. A little pretty smooth. That's weird on the. That's not bad.
Yeah, what are your? I'd like to hear what you think about it too, because I've been playing it for a while, and cool to get like some fresh fingers on it.
Yeah, it's definitely not one that I would fly, stock out the box. I'd definitely have to tune it up a little bit. But now I'd have to play it some more. But right now it's feeling pretty good. Like I said, I don't like to use Expo in the flight controller settings in Rotor Rush, I like to set my expo on my transmitter, at least for Rotor Rush.
Really?
Yeah.
Still better?
Yeah, I just think it's a little more smooth. Like when I set expo in the settings in Rotor Rush, it's just like a super aggressive, oh god, super aggressive curve. Whereas if I set it in my transmitter, it gets a little more smooth.
All right, let's do a synchronized split S. I'll follow
Okay.
you.
You behind me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go right here. Whoa!
Oh, I crashed you. Yeah. All right, let's go back up there.
I'm going up the backside. Slidby FPV? No, this is not this update with the Tiny Whoop Freestyle will be coming out. Oh, that was so close. Will be coming out on Wednesday, I have heard. For it'll be public release on Wednesday.
You're still downstairs?
Slide by. I'm upstairs now. On the back end.
All right. Here, follow this line over here. Approach it perpendicular and do like a right hand 270 dive down it.
Where'd you go? Did you already go down?
Yeah, I'll come back up. Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So come this way.
Yeah, approach it perpendicular and then right hand 270, split S down the staircase.
Oh, right into the railing. I'm sorry I said your name wrong. I'm not good with names. It's slide by. Okay, I get you. Slide by, not slidby. Sorry.
Hey, you and Schizo though, you're in good company.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll take that. Oh god. Okay.
Did you go down the stairs also?
I did. Yeah, I tried that whole 270 split S thing. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I'll definitely take some more tuning for me to get it to feel so I feel comfortable.
That was synchronized. All right, try this too. Here's another one. Come up here. Try a backflip twist. So
I can't do that. You showed me that when we were at the HQ a couple weeks ago. I still have not figured that out.
Well, now's the perfect time to learn it.
I guess so. I even tried to slow down. I think one of your videos you did it, and I could not. I can't figure it out.
Well,
so here we go.
What we're doing here, man.
All right, live trick tutorial. Let's. I'm gonna. How bad does this look? I'm gonna increase your. It's not too bad. A little weird. Okay, so you are. Is it just a half backflip?
Yeah, so take it up to the apex. I just reset. So pop it up the throttle to get to the apex. Throw a backflip and drop the throttle. Do half backflip, half roll, and then get back on the throttle.
Okay, so it's backflip and then a roll. It's not like backflip roll at the same time. You're not angling the stick down.
Exactly. So you do. It's very. They're very separate moves.
Kind of like the whole Rubik's Cube thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Flip to see the horizon and then roll it back level.
Okay. Let's see if I can figure this out. Man, I am so mad that whole intro was completely fucked because I'm an idiot. This was shaping up to be a good stream and then I just ruined it. I'm sorry I ruined our stream, man. But hey, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Hey, I'm having a great time.
That's good. Okay, so wop wop. Oh, just flipping too much. Oh, I gotta get used to that camera angle. I'm looking up at the. Yikes. Kitty says I live and learn. I do, man. I just gotta trial by fire. That's how I do things. Okay, so I think I got it there. Just gotta land it.
Fly outside video of you.
Yeah, let's gotta clean it up just a little bit. Ooh. You gotta do it quicker. Oh, gotta be quicker than that.
The gel variant is the half roll, half front flip.
Hey, think of that one. That one's a little easier because I'm used to just rolling halfway. I'm not used to. You just need more gas than to start.
That one definitely catches better in real life. Also, that one you don't have to pop it up and apex it as much.
Oh, I like that.
Like the low ceiling trick and the backflip twist. Something about, I guess it's probably the roll happening second. You have to really get some altitude to make that trick keep flying.
Oh, okay. I got my own now. I got my own. Yes, it's that same kind of thing, but you just angle the stick down so you backflip and roll at the same time, like a rodeo flip, or I don't know what they call it, like a McTwist.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
So it's just the full maneuver all as one.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. What's up? Clean. Heck yeah.
Here's a trick that I've been trying to do. I haven't been able to pull it off on my actual whoop yet. And it's probably just about not having the altitude, but flying like it's like a half pipe barrel roll. So you fly up at the ceiling.
Let me get you
barrel roll when you're looking straight up, and then kind of ride the half pipe back down backwards. So you're going backwards to finish it.
Let's see that again. Ooh. Ooh, that's slicky. Ooh. I like that.
Another good one is super hard indoors, but just like a look back.
Yes.
Doing a half back, half front flip.
Yes, I've been doing those with my mini quad a lot. Like, I've never really seen too many people do it. It's either a full roll or a full flip. I like to do like call it a peekaboo. You just kind of peek to the right and then roll back over. Obviously, can't do it here.
I've got some tiny whoop backflip, front flip peekaboos on my last video. It's definitely an outside trick, though.
Yeah.
You have a lot of altitude.
You can, it can be done. You just got a lot. Timing is everything. There it is. You'll be quick on the sticks. Oh. If I ever get a soundboard for my streams, that's going to be one of my sound bits. Oh, gotta be quicker than that.
How are you feeling flying around around that wobble?
I feel good. I definitely, my experience flying an Acro whoop, you know, kind of shows. I know where it should show up, and so I can fly around it pretty well. It's always about it's really all about leading. I think leading your trick, especially with a tiny whoop. Like you said, with a 5-inch, you can really basically torque your way out of things. But with a tiny whoop, you have to know what you're doing and where you're going to go next, and then start to work it. Like there, when I just did that, I mean, I was throttling back in before I even broke the plane of the floor. So I think
totally.
Just know what you're doing and where you're going.
That's what feels really good about this sim right now. Is you gotta I don't know. I feel like I've really gotta ride that instability line.
Yeah.
Which usually you don't feel that on a sim. That's usually sim is just so much easier to fly because it's like that variable isn't there, and it's really cool that it's included here.
I'm really starting to like this. This might really get me back into a lot of Acro.
You should do train some tricks here and see if it helps you pull them off.
Yeah, I'm sure it would. I'm really focused on racing right now, especially with the Invitational going on. If we do a race, I want to be able to put some laps down.
I hear ya. Luckily, I don't have to train to race since I can't go wah wah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to open that
Well,
wound. That's so unfortunate, man.
I'm going on a conflicting vacation, so it's not too bad.
I'm starting to get the feel of this now. Yeah, definitely just it takes a little getting used to. Oh, that was kind of nice. Ooh.
You downstairs right now?
I'm upstairs. Oh, so what I can't wait for is, and it's kind of me being, I'm kind of being a dick when I say it. I don't mean to be a dick, but I just there have been a few people who have argued with me about racing and tiny whoops. We kind of touched on it earlier. I don't know if it was during the whole part where I was muted for the first 15 minutes of the stream or if it actually made it into the broadcast, but
that's when all the important information was
yeah, I messed that all up. But so we talked about the spirit of the whoop and the culture of the whoop. You know, is angle mode. That's honestly how it started. That was the original tiny whoop. You know, was angle mode, and it wasn't until it started to gain popularity that people started to build boards that would make them acro capable and things like that. Well, I guess I take that back. Even the Inductrix, the stock board, you could switch it into an acro mode. So I take that back. But anyway,
very hard to control acro mode.
Yes, very. Anyway, I fully believe the spirit of the tiny whoop is angle mode, and that's partially why we continue to race in angle mode, and also how I pointed out earlier that it's just a different vehicle. It's not a 5-inch quad. There's different things about this tiny whoop compared to a 5-inch that make it more make it a better experience to race in angle. I'm not saying go out and race your 5-inch in angle at all, but what I cannot wait for is to do a race like in one of these streams that I do or something, and I just want to see what happens. I want to have people that that are diehard acro, even racing acro, and I want to pin them up against these guys that are amazingly fast with this tiny whoop and angle mode, and just see what happens. One of the things with that in mind, one of the things I don't like about this acro mode is it seems to bump off of things like the original tiny whoop does. Whereas if you bumped into a wall with an acro whoop, there's no angle mode to try to combat that and correct it and level you back out. It's just full acro, and you should just flip over, crash into the ground for the most part. So I think that might cause some inaccurate data to be compiled when people race in acro against somebody in angle. So I mean, we'll see what happens. I wish
it was definitely something that was in the notes. I don't know if it just didn't just hasn't made it into the sim yet or what, but that was definitely something that was discussed. Was a true acro simulation needs to basically go spinning off when you hit a wall or immediately drop out of the air, because that's what you get when you touch a duct in acro. It just basically the light just banks the whoop over to like a 45-degree angle and just slides off the wind.
Exactly, yeah, and that's what Hoopty's saying here in the chat. Indoors angle is just way more viable for bumping off of stuff. He says in real life you crash. It's just that's it in the end, So that's kind of
what I've been doing. Is my for acro training at least is just flying as if every time I bump a wall, that's like the start of a new run.
Yeah. So I mean, I know there are some great pilots. I'm not taking that away from anybody. If you practice enough, you can be very good with angle mode on a tiny whoop. But just know when you start flying this and you bump a gate, you would be down. And there, I mean, granted, on the flip side, there are times with an angle mode whoop, I've noticed, we just cram into some things and you just bounce off and keep going. So granted, that's not fully realistic either. So yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That is definitely a part of the sim that needs to get that true acro feeling. It needs to crash when you hit a wall.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that was another move. I like doing that. Kind of like reverse split S-ing up into the upstairs.
Like a half power loop, basically, or something.
Yeah, kind of. It's almost like the same maneuver you do with the half backflip and then roll out of it. Basically, just doing that same thing. It's kind of good. Yeah, going for that power loop up the stairs, flipping it so you're level, and then roll it back over. I see old Gravy Leg just joined us. What's up, man? How you doing? This is Tiny Whoop Acro and Rotor Rush, dude. You gonna get on now or what? I hope this brings a lot of people in to Rotor Rush.
Brought me in.
That's good. Hopefully we can get you on some of these races and we'll see what that does for your opinion on angle mode.
Have to put a little bit of race time in.
All right. Hoopty J was timed out for 5 seconds. What is going on with Nightbot? I don't even want it. I signed in to check it out and see what I could do with it. And now it's like putting people in timeout and telling people to stop spamming and whatnot. What's going on? Oh, his message was deleted. Why was your message deleted? What are you saying in there, Hoopty? Oh, I didn't notice that before. So if you hit the ground hard enough, but it doesn't crash you, like it upsets your your gyro or something, and it just sends you
get like a bank.
Yeah, it just kind of puts you into this death bank where it doesn't stop.
That sounds like a bee brain.
See if I can do that again.
So what did you put into your Acro build? Did you put a bee brain in it?
Yes, Acro. I'm running the bee brain V2, FX 900 TW cam, ludicrous motors, and I was running bi-blades. I just put on a set of this regular Eachine quad blades, and I'll just kind of
flown bi-blades. How are they?
I love them, man. That's what I flew with my original bee brain. I just found it to be, I don't know, it was just really something about it. It was just really smooth. I liked it.
I've flown tries, and I ended up going back to the quad, the Eachine or Eachine quad blades. I just felt like they were kind of like the most reliable feel.
Yeah.
But I have to try some bi-blades. What advantages does it give you? Just spool up faster?
I'm not sure, man, honestly, because I've never really tested. It's been so long since I changed to bi-blades that I forget why I made the change to bi-blades. But yeah, it just felt like the response was way better. Oh no, the original reason was on my B-Brain V1 was my motors got super hot on quad blades, like unbelievably hot. And so then I started running I think I tried the tries and then also the bi-blades. And I'm sure it was
what motors?
Back then it was either the Newbie Drone Golds or Insanes. Kitty says, so if I heard correctly, you're going to put us angle racers against acro racers. I'm down to destroy those pesky acro flighters. Yeah, man, we're going to do it. We should just I should just create a race for this weekend, and it's just strictly with the mission of acro versus angle. We'll create a team of a few acro pilots, bring in some angle pilots, give them a couple days to learn the ropes on their new angle whoop that they've been wanting so much, and yeah, I think we're gonna start this could be deep. This could be like a whole Team Jacob or Team Edward kind of a battle here. It could get that intense.
Who's the werewolf and who's the vampire in this equation?
I think the vampire would have to be the angle mode.
Sparklers.
Yeah, we're just so under control, and We just live. We live forever.
The Acro fly was like all hairy and long torsoed.
Just flowy and just weird. Yeah, I might have to try this. I think I tried that. Oh God, I tried that a long time ago. When I first started, I think was that whole just dual, that kind of one input motion I was doing, roll and pitch at the same time. I think I tried that a long time ago and can never get it. But the sim is making me want to try it again.
I have never done that. Try that.
Yeah, my problem trying to do your thing is my camera angle is messing me up.
What do you normally fly?
I like the 30-degree mount. Right now I'm actually flying with an old, I have like one of the old versions of that 900 TW cam. And it's, hold on a second.
You can change the camera angle. You tried changing?
Oh, on here I haven't. Yeah, I mean this feels okay. I'm just saying. Oh, it's got noise too. Here it is. Here's the Easter egg I've seen some people playing with. I posted a picture about it, and I was just like, yeah, I'll just leave this here. Next thing I know, I think Kitty had a picture of, if you come over to these Coke machines, you know where those are at?
Nope, I bet I can find them.
Anyway, he posted a picture and he just had a mountain of Coke cans.
Oh yeah, Rand posted that.
Well, he had one of them. But Kitty posted one too. I think it was his. He was saying if I had enough time, I think I could fill this whole map or something like that.
Where did you get it?
Just anywhere. I'm noticing anywhere where the logos are. I switched to stability mode so I could get it right. It might just be on the one on the right.
Go.
Okay, yeah, they don't come out on my end. It just, I've got quite a few on the floor right now. I don't know if you can see them.
Yeah, I can see them.
Can you?
Yeah, well, I can see them on your screen.
Oh, gotcha.
Try barrel roll Coke deployment.
Yeah, Hoopty says only the one on the right works. Bam, just fucking. I wonder if I can just sit here and just do this. Just, oh, come on. Oh, that's hard.
Got it.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, anybody want a soda?
Anybody want some digital snacks?
Rab FPV says I pretty much guarantee that angle pilots will crush acro pilots. Pretty much more if it's real life. Oh, I think he's saying definitely in real life. You know, they'll crush them, but
Yeah, I wouldn't take that bet in real life about acro pilots.
I remember I think at the Invitational last year, McKay was one of the guys who was staying flying acro.
Yep.
And I don't think he made it very far. Especially on that course they had. That course was nuts. There was no way acro was going to make it through that.
I think he switched over.
I'm sure he did after that experience. Yeah, I think I can't say for everybody it's the issue, but I'm willing to bet it's more common than not that people don't want to fly angle on these tiny whoops because they look at it as like a training wheel mode. I don't know why didn't you? Was that your thought? Was like, oh, I feel like I'm regressing in my abilities if I fly angle on this thing, or what?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much exactly what I thought. I had I honestly had no idea. I just assumed that a tiny whoop was a smaller version of a mini quad. And
Yeah.
so when I went to buy my first ones, I saw everything that was pre-built was all angle mode, and I was just confused. And so I bought a bunch of just spare parts to build a B-brain, and pretty much just like right from the beginning, I flew angle or acro, and I didn't know any different until I was talking to Jesse one time. He gave me like basically a college level class on why tiny whoops should be raced in angle mode. And I built an angle mode tiny whip right after that, and I mean it's definitely true. You can't get the same kind of accuracy on a race line at the tiny whip level with acro.
You can't. You really can't.
But
so, go ahead.
The acro is that's just to me, it feels like what the tiny whip should be doing. So when I fly in angle mode, to me it still kind of feels broken. Like I really need to train myself to get into that mindset if I was going to race.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, I'm kind of surprising myself right now. I'm running this track, and I'm curious what my time would be. Now I'm stuck. It's really like,
time it?
Yeah, we can. I can start a race and give it a shot. You want to
learn the track. Is there a race line indicator?
There is not. That's one thing I want to work on it and try to. So I've done some like track fly-throughs and stuff. But there's nothing in the sim to show you what the.
Take me through it right now, and then I'll see if I can remember these 70 gates.
All right, yeah, it's quite a bit. Are you with me?
No. Where are you?
I'm on the start grid. Oh, there you are. Okay. I'm actually gonna switch to just so I get this. No, f it. I'm gonna stay in Acro. All right, here we go. Quick little track tutorial.
Uh-oh, already missed the first gate. Not good. All right. Going into the glass room.
Yep.
Go around the gate and then come out.
Just keep following. Yeah. Ooh. So if you can, I can see if you can get enough speed built up and still keep your accuracy, you could get some pretty fast times on here. And without that crash setting, like I was talking about, I think that might tip the scales a little bit.
Oh my god! What kind of times you guys lay down in the racing week? This track.
I think like a minute 40 something.
For one lap, or was that 3 laps?
For 3 laps, yeah. You still with me?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, that's the track.
What happens in the sim if you miss a gate? Is it
you can go back and hit it, but if you don't hit that gate by the time you cross the finish line, it'll give you a penalty. It's like a 15-second penalty. Oh god. Yeah, honestly, I'm doing a lot better on this acro, and I mean there have been some very impressive times with the TWR we have in here, and it just keeps getting better because people just get used to how it flies in the sim. I can see that happening here. I wouldn't make the call that these times are going to beat angle mode times, but I think it's going to be close. If we
with a sim, the ability to just train to the nth degree can really make anything possible.
Yeah, so true. I mean, we can sit here in this multiplayer lobby, which is what I like to do when I'm trying to, get really, really fluid at a track. Is I'll just create a multiplayer lobby. Don't start the race, and you can just run lap after lap after lap.
Yeah, let me do a few more and learn this track, and then we should go put my meager racing skills to the test.
Okay. Yeah,
See
we'll
if I can
do.
beat the esports master.
No, I wouldn't go that far on it. But yeah, we'll give it a shot. We'll do a racer,
I
race or
wouldn't go
two.
that far either, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to beat you.
We'll actually, what's that message? I'll race around here in a minute with this Acro whoop, and then I'll back out and start a new party. But I'll bring my TWR in. You keep your Acro whoop.
That's not gonna be fair.
We'll see what happens.
I've got a prediction of what's gonna happen. It's a lot of being lapped.
At least 3 times, huh?
Yep, 1 per lap that I complete.
Yeah.
You'll get another 3 laps.
Man, I'm just recapping in my head how this stream started out, and I'm just really upset. Dang it, because I had it set in my mind. I wanted to intro you, talk about the sim a little bit. Right out the gate, release the information like, hey, yeah, we got Acro now, kind of show a few things, and then just bullshit the rest of the time. That way, when somebody would come back and watch it later, they wouldn't have to sit through an hour of a stream to, hear what's going on for real. But, whatever. You live and you learn. I live and learn.
Well, I was going to say, based on the attention span of the internet, people that are in here have probably already forgotten.
Yeah,
but that attention span is going to work against us when someone comes to watch it later.
Yeah, so true. Kitty says, mark my words, I'm going to fill the room with cans, dude. Give me a day and I'll do it. I believe you, man. I believe you.
Wonder what's the cutoff before the game decides it's not worth rendering them anymore.
I don't know. It probably just shuts down and sends a message back to Rotor Rush. It's like, yeah, this guy can't play anymore. He's cut off.
Revoke this license.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a blatant misuse of Rotor Rush resources.
Yeah.
I'm trying to render races over here.
You got some messages on who's mad at that picture?
Laying down some high laps now. One thing I'm noticing here is this just racing through the skates is this sim does a really good job of simulating the throttle control that you need for a whoop.
Yeah, it does feel good. I'm very surprised.
So particular on a whoop. So easy to be in the ground instantly.
Yeah, it really is.
That's what makes I really like watching Scott Keats's videos, how basically his videos are they're like a throttle control art piece.
Yeah.
His lines and his altitude control is so clean.
Yeah, he makes some good videos. He really does.
Shooting those little gaps at his fire station.
Mm-hmm.
Through the little mule trucks they got there.
The little side by side little 4-wheeler looking things with the yeah. I need to get some. I need to do that same kind of thing and make some videos me flying at work in all these different armored vehicles and stuff.
Your was it Kill House or something? That video?
Yeah, the shoot house. Yep.
Dude, that was so good.
Dude, that one was so much fun.
Primo flip video, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I was on fire that day, man.
Speaking of Primo flip, there's only been a few tricks with names that have stuck, and that's one of them. And then the Maverick flip that Scott does. That's the other one of a new trick with a name that's really stuck.
Yeah. When he put out that video, that was a while ago, last year sometime. I thought that was just the name of the trick. I was like, okay, yeah, that's the Maverick loop. And sure enough, he came up with it. I was like, oh shit, it makes sense. And he did name it. He named it after the Top Gun.
And he did it at that jet display. It was like a big jet on a on a stand out in front of a base or something.
Really?
Yeah, he was like doing it over the wing, I believe.
Nice.
Like Maverick looping the wing.
Nice. And that is really how, when I did my power loop tutorial, that's honestly how I learned. Was I started doing that Maverick loop. And then I finally just, said, okay, I got this motion down. Fuck it, let me go for the full flip. And sure enough, it stuck.
I think it's crazy. Like a power loop is like, that's like a uniquely tiny whoop centric trick when done with a tiny whoop.
Yeah.
A lot of the tricks you get away with just kind of flying like a mini quad, but a tiny whoop power loop is like a whole different trick.
Yeah, it is.
Fly up and basically, yeah, Maverick loop over the top and then backflip once you've passed over the top of the obstacle.
Yep. Yeah, I've had some people, it's been a while, but there was some guy arguing with me saying, he just like very quaintly stated, "Not a power loop, bud." And I was like, "Oh, really, dude? Tell me more. Tell me why that's not."
And welcome to Tiny Whip Acro.
Exactly.
That is widely accepted as a tiny whip power loop.
It is. And then what really, gave me the royal flush was he mentioned something about what did he say? Stinger Swarm would not approve and say he would not, basically Stinger Swarm wouldn't say this is a power loop. And I was like, oh, really? Because I do so remember a scavenger hunt video that Rotor Riot did, and he had to power
the exact same trick.
Yeah, he had to power loop the pier, and that's exactly what he did. He just, full stick back until he got over the pier, and then finished the backflip really quick, and they counted that as a power loop. I was like, oh, funny. Imagine that. Looks like a power loop to me.
Stinger Swarm approved.
Yep. Okay, I'm ready to put down a time and
right.
See what happens here.
I know where the gates are now, so I'm ready to humiliate myself for the enjoyment of the minute.
Okay, here we go, everybody. We are racing in Acro. I'm just gonna.
I need to join you, or will it restart?
It'll restart you. Make sure you arm. Make sure you arm. There you go.
I think I might have started too early.
Yeah, I think so.
Start not a good start to the race.
Oh God, it said start penalty.
I'm making up 15 seconds right here, buddy.
Oh God, trying to go way too fast. This is definitely going to be a 2-minute time for sure, at least. Maybe 2.5.
2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Something like that, yeah.
Gotta factor in my start.
Ooh. Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
That?
I don't know. I thought it was only 5 seconds. It might be 15 because a missed gate penalty is 15.
Well, I wouldn't know. Definitely don't go off my guess. This is our warm-up race.
I'm gonna have to take a few practice laps when I get my angle back and learn that. I'm in Acro mode.
That's what I'm talking about. Angle feels broken after flying this team.
Come on. Oh, nope.
Oh, I was landing some hot laps.
Once you start going, it's just, it's so hard to control. Someone's
so cool when you get like 6 or 7 good gates in a row. It just almost feels like magic.
Yeah, imagine hitting all the gates in a row when you're in angle mode. Feels great.
I bet that is good. Can't even imagine.
And so yeah, I really can't wait to see what happens because, I mean, obviously it's just going to take some practice with an Acro loop to fly these gates and all. And I guess at a certain point, your lack of will to practice flying in Acro and hit gates is probably going to hinder you. But I think in the long run, especially in real life, it's just night and day difference, man. They're two different vehicles. This isn't a 5-inch mini quad. It's a tiny loop. We're meant for angle mode.
That is why
for racing. That is
so good. It's like a whole different art form.
It really is.
Flying than flying a mini quad.
So yeah, 2.5 minutes. Wow.
Oh,
That's
I can't wait to see what my time is.
yeah. I could have ran 4 laps, I think, in that time with my other whoop.
I'm stuck under a gate, so I'm gonna be a bit. So something that I think is cool with watching Acro videos, basically anytime I see more than like 3 tricks in a row, my mind is pretty much blown because it's so specific about like what you can get away with.
So true. So true.
So seeing like a line is like the ultimate tiny whoop video to me. Wait, am I stuck in a lap 2?
No,
I'm done.
that finished you.
Let's try again. 3:22.
Wow.
Pilots.
It'll reset us. Let's see. Let's see what people are saying.
I'm trying to not get a penalty this
Oh
time.
yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know how to adjust the volume on these freaking buzzers on this. Nothing. I will put these all the way down, and I don't think it'll do anything.
Oh yeah, I've got my game audio all the way down, and they're like blowing my eardrums out.
Yeah, that's what someone said in the chat. He said, "All right," he said, "Rest in peace, headphone users. Those start buzzers are loud." Okay, let's race this one more time.
Pilots. 10.
Yeah, it's still super loud.
At least her voice is sultry.
Yeah. Oh, I missed a tone. I thought that was the 4th one. Oh.
Strange.
No, it's 5 or 4 regular, and then the 5th one is go. Hey man, you're doing good.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Oh, got him on the stairs.
Psych out.
Oh god.
Sorry, I like playing ketchup. It's more dramatic.
I had a good follow view on you.
Actually, what I like playing is Never See You Again. That's the most dramatic version of this. There's no way I'm catching you now.
I was feeling good, then I missed a gate. I Christopher Taylored that and missed a gate. Damn it. Get in there. I mean, it feels smooth. I'm liking that. It's just, yeah, it'll just take some practice. Oh, God.
Somebody is going to master these lines.
They are.
In Acro.
I will be amazed to see what Chance Freefall Hartman. Hey, he's back. I'll be amazed to see what Freefall can do with this Acro. That dude is just so calculated.
Dude,
it's like he's a robot. He's so fast.
It really is. It's like flying on rails.
Yeah. And he's so consistent.
Did you watch any of Robogenesis stuff in the DRL sim?
Yeah, I've messed around with that a little bit. I watched some of his replays.
Yeah, I didn't race much, but I watched his. Man,
it's ridiculous.
Inhuman flying.
Yeah. It really is a robot.
God, I'm so far behind.
And he's like 14 or 15 years old or something. Like even though he was in first place, like he couldn't go compete in real life because he didn't meet the age requirement. I thought I heard that.
So who took the first place slot then?
I'm not sure. I know one of the guys on the FPV show chat was crushing it pretty well.
Oh yeah, Hype. That was like 32 bits of Gil. He couldn't compete in the Bud Light thing because of his age, so they just like put him on the show. I bet you anything that's gonna be some sort of deal like that for him since he's so young.
Yeah.
Because you know DRL wants those guys racing
there. Oh my god, yeah.
Not bad.
Very nice. I cut a few seconds off. Okay,
let's go fly some Acro.
I'm gonna back out of here and where's my mouse at? Here we go. I'm gonna start a new lobby.
Pilots, race is now over.
I'm gonna go pick up my race whoop. So you're gonna see me back out here just for a second, but I'll be right back.
Maybe I'll pick up a race whoop too and see how I do.
Okay.
I'll try. I'll give it a shot. I need to back out further from here.
If you go, yeah, you'll need to get, if you want the angle whoop, you'll have to go back to fly solo, and then go down to where all the whoops are. Just kind of make sure it's hovered on the TWR.
Okay.
And then back out again, go to the multiplayer lobby, and it should put you in with the angle whoop.
More nervous about this than anything. You go fly it to see.
Oh, what is going on with my rates now? Is that right? Oh God. No way does it change all. No, that can't be right.
No, I can't do it. My brain won't let me do it.
Gonna take some relearning for sure. It's so touchy now. It's oh yeah. Oh my God, I'm all over the place. I wonder if they changed the physics on this one too. Yeah, my yaw input is so twitchy compared to the acro I have set up. That always is the struggle, going back and forth between acro and angle.
Definitely.
It's so, the rates are, I guess, so low.
On the TWR, are the rates set? Can you adjust them?
No, you can't adjust them at all. Let me put this back on. This might help me get back into it. No, it's not. Did they change it so my... That can't be right.
Or the rates are different than the way they were in the defaults?
No, I thought they took off. That seems really twitchy for me. Oh my God. Rough. Yeah, it's gonna take me a few laps to get used to this again. Why did I ever fly the acro? Damn it.
He asked you, did you mess up your rates on the radio side?
I did, but I have it on a excuse me, a 3-position switch. So I changed the rates on a different position that I don't use. Wow, dude.
Neutron, come to the dark side. We have barrel rolls.
Dude, this can't be normal. This can't be what I'm used to racing. I mean, I'm like wobbling, rolling left and right because the input is just so intense.
Like the rates are different?
It feels different. It's probably just because I finally got used to the acro slow rates with a lot of expo and everything.
You like temporarily damaged your angle mode fingers flying acro?
I must have.
That definitely happens.
Oh no, okay, I'm starting. I had it backwards. I was thinking of my expo back. So I use negative expo on my transmitter for this angle whoop.
Yeah.
And
to make it more sensitive, right?
Yeah.
So tell me some of your thoughts on flying angle mode, because I don't have a lot of the theory down like you do.
So obviously I like it for racing. I just think it's more agile, more responsive. But even for like getting footage, like it's so easy to fly. I love to fly around my family. especially on the holidays. I flew around a lot of them. It's just so easy to fly around and mingle as your tiny whoop with other people. Whereas
Because you can loiter.
exactly, you can kind of does this? Yeah, I think they did change it because they did because I'm wobbling now on my TWR when I go into my own prop wash.
Yeah.
Okay, that might upset some people. Now we gotta. Yeah, okay. I knew it felt different. This feels really intense.
Does that not happen on your actual angle mode whoop? Do you not get that prop wash?
Yeah, it does not. Actually, I want to say, at least for mine, it really doesn't all that much. Even with special sauce, I don't think it wobbles all that much into your own prop wash. Especially not with these other motors that I'm testing out right now. I mean, it's like I'll sit there and jump up and down all day and it won't wobble. It might take a minute to finally catch itself, but it doesn't
So that
wobble.
might be something that needs to change then.
Yeah, I might need to route that up.
You definitely don't want that happening on the TWR sim if it doesn't happen in the real world.
Yeah. And maybe I'm out of line saying that. I don't know. I'd have to. I don't ever notice my tiny whoop wobble like that.
Well, here's a question for you about flying in angle mode. So my issue with angle mode is that there's somebody else in here. Blue?
Oh yeah. Kitty's in with us. Hey. Let's see what the chat. I wasn't looking at the chat. Let's see what he probably said he was coming in.
So what I was going to say was what I encounter a lot when I'm flying angle mode is I get a lot of like side to side wobbles, I guess, because I'm making a lot of extra heading changes. Is there like a mentality you use when you're to avoid that? Are you just trying to always like never let the stick center or anything like that?
I mean, so yeah, kind of, because you're always wanting to keep that forward pitch. Really, when you get really locked in and you're racing really fast, it's really, other than these hard elevation changes like on these stairs in this map, it's all your elevation changes are controlled by just your throttle. So you're basically pinned forward as far as you can go, and then you're just changing your throttle position to take you up and down. Other than that, what you started to talk about, you know, that wobbling back and forth like left and right, I started to have that when I just switched back to this angle whoop because it felt way too sensitive for me. So I think adding Expo into your transmitter is really important because the Inductrix FPV rates are linear. So you definitely want to add some Expo on your transmitter to kind of tame that out. So maybe start there. I don't know if you've added Expo onto your transmitter or not.
I've never added Expo on my Tyrannus.
Okay, yeah. So
I've done it on the Spectrum, but not on Tyrannus. I don't even know how to access that in my Tyrannus.
Oh, okay.
Just around with it.
Yeah, I think that's very important because I started to notice when it felt really twitchy, I was just giving too much input, and I kept having to like wobble back. It's like when you're slipping on the ground, you know, you slip forward and then you try to, you know, fling yourself backwards to catch yourself, or, you know, vice versa, or whatever the case is, and you're just kind of wobbling back and forth. That's kind of what was happening to me. So if you add some Expo, it should help.
And I've added some in my, actually, I guess, what do you use? Because I have some in my Spectrum, and I still kind of get that, but I think it's because my fingers aren't really trained for angle mode. How much Expo do you use on your Spectrum?
Actually, I don't even know. Let me see. Let me change mode.
Are you using your Spectrum for the live stream?
Yeah. Actually, I don't want to change it because if I'll look at the end before we get off here. If I change models, I'm going to lose my bind with my module.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
And I'll have to reset the entire stream again. Okay.
You could just sell it as an intermission.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Pilots, 10 seconds.
Oh, here we go.
Let's do this. Ah,
See you guys several seconds after you finish.
oh,
30 to 40
damn it.
seconds.
I missed that entire gate. I'm going to go back and get it just because. Kitty's way up there now. Damn you, Kitty.
Is this like one of the super fast guys?
Yeah, he's pretty fast. Shit, I think he's already downstairs.
If I can be within 2 minutes of you guys, I'm going to be happy.
Oh, I got you now. Oh, got him. Oh, nope, he got me back. A lot of back. He's running the Micro 65 too.
What's the difference on that one?
So the Micro 65, like on the leaderboards, it labels it as the novice. It's just a little bit slower, a little more tame than the TWR. I think that's why I'm able to catch him and pull away. Is I have the TWR and it's just programmed to be faster.
What's your real life race build these days?
So I am diehard stock Inductrix frame, just reinforced with some
Really?
welders. Yep.
Is that lighter?
I think so. I think it is. Yeah. I need to get a really down at this invitational. I'll measure it. I'll measure the reinforced compared to the cockroach. But yeah, I think it's lighter. Oh, I got you in my sights too. I'm gonna get you before the end of this lap.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you will.
There he is. And then originally it was special sauce. I'm actually testing some motors right now that are in between special sauce and insane. So they'll still be very tame for racing. They'll just have a little extra kick when you need it. Quad props, the FX 900 TW. And I don't like to paint anything. I honestly stick with the white canopies, just because
That's what I like too.
they're lighter. I actually just colored one of mine with some Sharpies for the first time, so I think I'll just keep doing that. Just get the plain white ones and just customize them myself.
I like white because, especially like the top gets beaten up flying acro.
Mm-hmm.
So the very top of the canopy, like everything will be pristine except for like I got like this bat mech canopy and the top of the ears get chiseled down.
Yeah.
The color comes off from crashing. So like on a sharpied up canopy, I just leave the top white and then the canopy pretty much stays pristine forever because you nothing else ever hits the ground. Hey, look at that time.
Nice. Let's see. Cheese. You cannot switch to acro mode quite yet. It has not been released. I'm just doing the stream to show everybody that, hey, it is finally coming. It's actually going to be an entirely new whoop. It's called the TWF, stands for Tiny Whoop Freestyle. So when the release comes out, I believe Wednesday, download the update and jump on that Tiny Whoop Freestyle and get your acro on, man.
And live the dream.
Yeah.
Live that acro dream.
Okay, let's just do one more race really quick, and then I'm gonna sign off. I need to work tomorrow. I gotta work tomorrow, so.
Sounds good to me.
Pilots,
we'll do one more
race is
just
now
for fun,
over.
and then we'll sign off of here. Kitty, are you still? Yeah, you still with us? Did you go get your TWR, Kitty? I don't want to hear you complain saying I beat you because I got a faster whoop.
Yeah, me too.
Nope, he didn't change.
Leave himself an out.
Yeah, they definitely changed some things here. It's gonna take a little getting used to.
What do you think about the racer physics? Do you think it's going to be a change for the better, or is it going to really
I don't know.
affect the guys race.
I mean, it's just getting used to new rates. I think that's all it is. It feels really good, I think. I'm just curious what else they changed since they added that wobble in there and everything. I wonder what else was actually changed.
It'll upset the leaderboards a little bit.
Probably not. Maybe for the initial like week or two when there's some guys who run this sim more than others. So there might be a few lead changes or position switches, but once everyone else starts getting back on it and getting used to it, it'll probably even back out again. Oh god!
How competitive is the top of the leaderboard right now?
It's competitive. Like some guys just run these tracks so fast. I think I'm only top like 6 maybe on some of them. I'm somewhere around the top 5, at least on all of them, I think. But
there have been a few dudes that have been sponsored straight through the sim, correct?
Really? I don't know.
I think so. I think there were a few guys or somebody that got a spot, a tiny little team spot straight through the sim.
Nice. Oh man, he's right there. All I need you to do is hit a gate, kitty. Hit a f***ing gate. Oh, I hit the gate. Damn it. You got me. We're going to have to do one more.
You guys are about consistently one lap ahead of me. Now where I'm sitting right now with this Acro.
Good race, kitty. Good kitty. Soft kitty, warm kitty.
I'm getting through the course pretty well now in Acro, though. So I'm not hitting every other gate anymore.
Kitty says, easy win, easy life.
What's that?
Kitty says, easy win, easy life. I gave you that one, bub.
That angle mode life.
Yeah. Hoopty asks, game seems invisible. It's actually invisible. If you didn't know. I'm just kidding. Unless Kitty has... No, Kitty shouldn't have pre-release. Okay, one more race for the race off here.
Pilots, race is now over.
Let me put this kitty down really quick.
Pilots, 10 seconds.
There we go.
For the goal.
Oh, we are neck and neck. He's
Made
fast.
the first gate without hitting it this time.
There you go. That Micro 65 he's got is really fast. They probably changed that. Well, no, they couldn't have because it looks different, so it shouldn't be any faster. Oh no, we suck again. I don't know if it's just me, but my throttle control feels a little different too. Oh god. Ooh. And that's what angle mode's really good for too, is recovering and just looping back and hitting a gate that you may have missed or something.
I need to put some time into that because I'm really digging flying through these gates right now.
Oh my god.
It'd be cool to be fast at it.
Yeah, it's when you get a certain speed at it, it gets frustrating after a while. Because the only way to beat your time is to get like the perfect run. And so you take off and hit the first gate and you just hit the space bar and you just turns into space bar smashing. I don't think
it's just cool when you get a line where you see like through like 8 gates in a row and you can just see the line from all the way across the room.
Yeah.
Feels cool.
It feels really good swinging through some of these gates too.
Man, this down the stairs section, that is really hard.
It is, yeah, that throttle control is difficult and it's a total lead.
That's definitely the most technical part of the course, right?
Definitely, it really is. Yeah, I have, I dropped the throttle, but I also have a little bit of pitch. I pull up just a little bit. Oh,
Yeah.
he was right behind me, less than a second. Night, kitty.
And sign out.
He says, "Damn." Yeah, everyone has improved over the season. I think it's. I hope we can keep that going. That's gonna be a blast. Yeah, they're some guys are talking about the league that we just ran. That was a lot of fun. Oh, he says I gave you that one. Yeah, I'm sure you did. Yeah. Okay, well, that's enough for me. I mean, I'm pretty excited. I like how Acro feels. I got to keep flying a little bit and get my rates figured out and all that. But I think it feels good. I really enjoy how they have that wobble in there, and that's going to be really good for guys training in Acro. For real life flying, to learn how to fly around those imperfections that our tiny whoop has that we love so much.
That's the key.
Oh yeah. You got anything else to say, Josh, about our Acro? Did you have your Acro whoop the whole time?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I really like it. This is definitely I'd say that it feels close enough to do some serious Acro training. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be using it to learn some new tricks.
I will be too. It's definitely going to help out here and there. They're saying they want to get you in the league and get you in racing with us. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll start training. I'll give it a shot.
I mean, now that we know he's got Rotor Rush. He's an Acro guy, so maybe he can be the team Acro. He'll be Team Jacob. I'll form my Team Edward guys, and we'll take on the werewolves and their Acro flying. That's gonna be fun. I really want to do that. We're gonna have a race strictly set for Acro versus Angle. That's gonna be good.
To make it fair, though, you guys have to all fly backwards.
What?
It's the only way it's gonna be.
That's gonna be ridiculous. Oh, like backwards track or just like?
I don't know, just backwards.
Oh, good. We have tested that. They don't have it. I'm trying to get them to get it set in Rotor Rush to actually have an option to run the track in reverse. But we actually found as long as when you take off, if you hit the first gate, but then turn around and start running the track backwards, it tracks your time. Because really, I guess the sim doesn't care what order you hit the gates, as long as you hit all of them before crossing that finish line. It'll count it.
So you hit them in any order.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah. Well, that's gonna do it for us. Josh, I can't thank you enough for coming, taking some time tonight and joining me here to release the message that we have Acro in our Rotor Rush now. I can't wait to hear what other people say about it. I can't wait to get other people involved, and we're gonna set this straight. You race an Angle. We're gonna set it straight. You heard it here first. It's gonna take over, and hopefully, I won't say I told you so, but I'll probably tell you I told you so. You got
Thanks for inviting me today.
No problem, man.
It was really cool to come on with you.
Awesome. Well, I definitely learned some more on this stream, as I do with every stream that I do. But hey, I ain't perfect. I don't claim to be perfect, and I guess that's probably going to be my thing. You're probably going to come to a stream and something's going to be fucked up. So, I mean, just expect to get some laughs out of it. Whatever, we got it figured out. We got the message out. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Look for the Angle mode versus Acro mode race and fight to pop up here soon. I don't know if we'll do it this weekend or the next or what, but it's going to happen. So let me make sure I got my correct scene popping up here. And I guess that's going to be it. Anything last words for you, Josh?
Yeah, just let's do this again sometime.
Heck yeah. Awesome. I look forward to it, man. We're signing off. Thank you, guys. Hopefully Wednesday you will have Acro mode with us. All right, we'll see you later, guys. Take care.